You think you're loud because you're brave, but truth is you're loud because you're scared. Scared of being wrong, scared of being ignored, scared that if you shut up, no one will even notice you're there. Look around. Everybody turned into a damn opinion machine. Politics, religion, values, all things that were supposed to connect us. Now we use them to tear each other apart. And the loudest ones? They're usually the ones living the biggest lie. It's not about beliefs, it's about ego. And while you're busy shouting in a circus where no one listens, the government's laughing. Because you're too busy fighting your brother to realize who's actually running the show. Shut up and watch. Because people who truly live by what they believe don't need a microphone. If this already hit you in the gut, drop a term that stung in the comments. I read everyone. And if you want more of this kind of wake-up call, hit subscribe. It's right now. This isn't motivation, it's reality. You're tired, but it's not your body that's tired, it's your soul. Burned out from living in a world where every little thing turns into a war of opinions. Everything is a damn team. You end up arguing with people who don't even know what they're talking about. Politics became football. Religion became a fan club, and you're wasting hours trying to win arguments with people who are never listening. They don't want conversation. They want a spotlight. They want to be right, even if they're completely full of shit. And while you think you're defending your values, you're just fueling the game. The system doesn't need to control you. It just needs you distracted. Because while you scream at strangers, they pass laws, sign deals, and shift power. Quietly, you think you're fighting for what you believe in. But really, you're screwing yourself. Every time you jump into some dumb comment war online, you're handing your energy over like a fool. Every time you clap back at your uncle in the family group chat, you're giving the system a front row seat to your meltdown. You've become a walking billboard for ideas you barely understand, quoting shit you never even studied. Someone asks, have you even read the foundation of what you're defending? You freeze because you haven't. You memorize, but you don't live it. You preach freedom, but live in fear. You preach faith, but don't even trust yourself. The worst kind of slave is the one who thinks he's free just because he can yell. Your voice isn't power. It's a leash you chose to wear. But I have the right to speak. Sure, but that doesn't mean you're saying anything worth hearing. Freedom of speech became the crutch of the clueless. People yelling louder and louder to hide the fact that they have no depth. And the system loves that shit. Because while you're busy trying to own someone, cancel someone, defend your side, they're printing money, rewriting rules, and shifting power in silence. Democracy turned into an endless soap opera of empty arguments. Faith turned into a carousel of pretty quotes for Instagram. You don't vote with thought. You vote out of spite. You don't pray in silence. You live stream your prayers for likes. And you think that's spiritual. You think that's civic duty. But really, it's all just theater. If you truly lived what you preached, you wouldn't be screaming. You'd be building. Quietly. But silence forces you to face yourself. Mute everything, literally. Leave the group. Close the comment tab. Go 1 week without sharing a single opinion. Just observe. Watch who walks their talk and who's just performing. Watch the politician who acts quietly and the one who's always talking loud and saying nothing. Watch the person who helps others off camera versus the one who needs to record every good deed. And then, watch yourself. How many times do you talk just to seem smart? How many times do you yell in righteous anger that's really just your own frustration? Start simple. Each day, choose to be quiet, not because you have nothing to say, but because you want your life to say more than your mouth ever could. You want strength? Hold the silence. You want freedom? Shut up and act. If this is hitting you right now, smash the like button and turn on the bell, because the next video might be the one you've been avoiding on purpose. You'll try to be quiet, try to watch more, talk less, and then the anxiety will hit like a damn train. Because silence is uncomfortable. It shows you the truth you've been dodging. Want to know the worst part? You'll realize no one cares about your opinion. You go silent, and the world doesn't skip a beat. That stings. Because the truth is, you weren't shouting for justice, you were shouting to be seen, to be validated, to feel important. But real courage is looking your emptiness in the face, alone. And you won't want to do it. You'll want to go back. To the posts, the rants, the comments. Because talking is easier than changing. Talking gives you fake control. But deep down, Anyone who constantly needs to prove themselves is hiding a fear that's already eaten half their life. And if you don't change now, that half turns into the rest. There's a kind of freedom no one talks about, the freedom of not needing to prove a damn thing, to live what you believe, even if no one sees it. Have you ever even imagined that? Living your faith with zero filters, standing for something without needing a fight, being the kind of person who inspires through action, not volume. But that takes presence. And most people don't have it, because the world trains you to be reactive, angry, loud, always needing to be right. The more you react, the less you act. And the less you act, the easier you are to control. Being silent isn't weakness, it's rejection. Rejection of the circus. It's stepping off the stage and getting your hands dirty backstage, where real change begins. While others are tweeting about freedom of speech, you're building a business. While they're debating ideology, you're raising a son to be a man. While they're preaching for attention, you're helping someone quietly. That's how you change the world, not with noise, with action, not with talk, with truth. And that only happens when you finally shut up and listen, not to them, to yourself. Now it's on you. You can keep shouting into the void, thinking you're doing something, when really you're stuck. Or you can shut up and start doing. No applause, no stage, no likes, because the ones who move in silence build lives that matter. The rest? Background noise in a political soap opera, forgotten. So tell me, are you still acting, or are you finally writing your own damn story? Because everybody wants to change the world, but nobody wants to change themselves. And if you don't shift now, you'll still be screaming when you should have been living. Drop a comment. What excuse are you leaving behind today? And if this hit deep, comment, "That stung." I read every word. Getting to the end of this video is a sign. But doing something after this? That's a whole different story. So if you're ready for more of this, hit subscribe right now. This isn't motivation, this is your reality check.